Hey Al, my buddy's got a pet peeve where you're only supposed to root for the home team.
That's right, Al. Now that there's only one team left in the Bay Area, it's time for Raider Nation to switch over to 49ers.
The devil is a liar. Not in this lifetime. We ain't switching.
Alright, we got our first special guest of the Big Al and Dave show. This is my friend Whitney, who I would consider my BFF. So Al, meet Whitney.
What's up, Whitney?
What's up, Al?
You have any questions for him?
Like Dave said he was going to spring a guess on me when I got here. And, when I'm talking sports with somebody, I kind of like, since I'm just meeting you, I like to find out who is your team.
Like who my teams are? So are we strictly going just NFL teams first, or?
Yeah, just what are you an NFL fan? Who's your favorite team?
Okay, so football, right? I was born and raised 49ers. Like, 49ers all the way.
Yeah.
I just want to cut you off there. That's another classic example. Because a couple of seconds ago, when I asked him was he a football fan before we came on the air, he told me, well, I'm not really a big NFL fan. And so at that point, that's when I told him, I say,
you're fitting the narrative
probably
perfectly.
Used to be a 49er fan. And he told me, well, yeah, I was a 49er fan. So that's what I've been saying. All 49er fans, when the teams start losing, all of a sudden they're not a fan anymore. They kind of like the NFL.
Did you watch the Niners in the Super Bowl?
I did not.
Yeah, okay.
You're not a football fan.
Pretty
But
much.
that's because you started off a whiner fan, and there's no such thing as a lifetime 49er fan.
Thorough research has been done to prove this to be the case.
It's the story I'm telling, and I'm sticking with it.
Well, we can change that up somehow.
Oh, we're not changing that narrative. You guys are fake fans, and he's a classic example.
You see my living room in here? We're going to go through that again?
Dave, we done proved what kind of fan you are. You about the biggest fake I ever seen.
Anyway, what we're going to go through is we got my buddy Whitney here, and he's got some pet peeves about sports fans.
Yes, I think
I want you to know about. So, like, you've done some world traveling. You're in the Navy, and in Japan, they always root for the home team. Is that true?
Yeah, and that's, I think, one of the problems, with the whole 49ers thing. It's kind of a side story, right? Like, why are they playing in Santa Clara and they're still called the San Francisco 49ers? But that's, like, besides the point. My pet peeve...
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, my pet peeve, though, is, like, people that live in California and don't root for the home team. Like, you ask them what their favorite football team is... They grew up, say, in the Bay Area, and they're like, I like the New England Patriots because probably they've won like 5 Super Bowls. That's why, or, something like that. Or
even if that's not the case.
Yeah, even if that's not the case.
My stepbrother's a Patriots fan.
And then I always ask them, like, have you even like been to New England, or have you even not New England, Foxborough? Yeah. But have you ever even been to a Patriots game or name any other team, out of state team? And no.
But
Well, we only have one NFL team now. Well, at least in 3 years.
Say what you want to say.
So what should happen here?
So it depends on if, my pet peeve here is Al with the Oakland Raiders moving to Vegas. Makes the 49ers the closest home team. He's got to change his colors and just support the 49ers now because they're the local Bay Area team.
Of all the unmitigated gold, you got the audacity to say that I should go and be a 49er fan? I got a shirt that says better dead than red. I'd rather die before I become a 49er fan.
Where's your Bay Area?
Not gonna happen. I don't have no Alliance
Bay Area pride now.
I don't have Bay Area pride. I got Raider pride. And you know what? If you look out there when you go to talking while you're doing your research, talk to some Raider fans like little kids, like and ask them what their kids is. All Raider fathers and grandfathers and stuff, their kids is all Raider fans. But when you talk to 49er fans, their kids can be Pittsburgh Steelers fans. They could be Philadelphia fans. They could be Cowboy fans. You know what they call? That's bad upbringing. They didn't have the proper...
Oh, man, I wish I knew somebody like that.
They didn't have the proper upbringing. Raiders, when we bring out... I got my daughter, my oldest daughter, she won't even date a guy who is not a Raider fan. When she meets somebody, she asks them who's their football team, and if they don't say the Raiders, she ain't got time for you. And
serious?
she might hit you if you say you're a Whiner fan. We don't fraternize with other teams.
I'm staying away from her.
That's right. You better stay away from her. Ain't gonna raise no little new 49 fan in my family.
Oh, we got Bay Area pride.
Bay Area pride. You guys are so... I'm just telling you. You don't have the proper upbringing. You train your kids to be what you want them to be. My kids is Raider fans. Even the girls, my two daughters who really not football fans, but if you ask them who their team is, guess what they going to say? The Raiders.
My dad's a Dallas Cowboys fan.
And you a Whiner fan? Well, okay, I'm just saying. You guys, Cowboy fans, Steelers fans, 49 fans.
He didn't work on me.
I can see nothing that worked on you, Dave. You're lacking in a lot of areas.
Well, at least I'm a homeowner.
Well, you can say what you want to, but I think you was dropped on your head a few times when you was a kid.
Oh, well, I can't debate that much.
Okay.
Well, okay, another one of your pet peeves is you do have a problem with the 49ers.
Yeah.
And you brought some notes.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Okay, yeah. So I bought some notes because I think maybe the audience is a little bit
Obviously,
confused.
Al is not going to switch allegiances. With
Yeah.
her,
Oh, no.
Even though he probably should, but...
It makes complete sense. So, right now I'm living down in San Diego, so the audience is probably confused with the San Diego hat. We're talking about 49ers.
We're getting to your favorite teams. So, you're a Padres season ticket holder last year.
Yeah. And so, I live in the city.
But before the Padres, you were an A's fan.
Right. And for me, what got down to it is it just got too hard trying to follow the team when you're that far away. And it was just a lot easier just to follow the local team.
So Al will have a trouble when the Raiders are in Vegas?
Yeah, big time.
I'm not going to have a trouble.
Because you could...
you like the ultimate... fair weather fan because you're in the military and they switch you from state to city to state to country and you willing to just switch allegiance wherever they go.
Yeah.
It's like a turncoat. Man, I swear.
What do you think about him having a hard time following the A's down there?
Who cares? I'm up here and I have a hard time following them.
Well, because they're boring? Or
No, because they want to put a minor league team on the field. They get rid of all their best players as soon as they come to where they can make big dollars. They get rid of them. So good riddance.
You're
You
done
know
with
what?
them.
Oakland's losing. They've already lost the Warriors. I mean the Warriors. Now they getting ready to lose the Raiders. And guess what? Before this lady mayor is done, she's going to be done ran the
We're gonna turn
A's
this
out
into
of
the
town too.
Oakland politics.
Oh yeah, just you know what?
So what do you were talking about? You moved to San Diego.
Yeah, so supporting the local team, a lot easier, a lot funner.
Awesome
But-
ballpark.
Awesome, completely awesome ballpark. Petco Park is just incredible. So it got me like searching basically. I kind of did some research and so I got kind of curious, because a lot of it, obviously we lost the Chargers up there and they went up to LA, just completely stupid new logo, but they
That lasted one day.
Right, they went up there for the market, the money, and because they didn't want to build the whole new stadium down in San
And they'll
Diego.
actually be
Nobody was going to the Georgia games in San Diego anyway.
And they'll actually be playing in Inglewood when the stadium is built, and in the meantime in Carson. Mm-hmm. So they're not even in Los Angeles.
Right, and so it got me. I did a little research, and I was kind of curious how many teams are playing in cities that are, away from the epicenter, so to speak, downtown, just to take advantage of that market, of calling themselves. So, for example, I'll start off with the 49ers. They moved 43 miles outside of the city limits of San Francisco, but they're still keeping their same name, San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
And that's like a big pet peeve of me. And
They're the San Francisco 49ers.
no, they should change their name.
I'd love for them to change their names.
Oh.
I mean,
Let me pick a name for them. Yes.
Terrible idea.
It would definitely be the Winers.
But wait,
Out
the
of Santa
49ers
Clara.
aren't the only ones.
no, the 49ers aren't the only ones, but I mean, and I don't know what they would change their name to. They could kind of get creative. I don't want to say something dumb like the California 49ers or something like
The Golden
that.
State 49ers.
I mean, but,
Isn't that a diss to Oakland at the Warriors or the Golden State Warriors when they moved over there from San Francisco? When they go back to San Francisco, are they going to change it back?
I don't know. They might just go back to being the Warriors. At first, it was a San Francisco Warriors.
So it's not a pet peeve of yours.
No, it's not.
You don't care as long as it's Raiders.
The Raiders is the only one of these teams that I've sworn allegiance to. All the other ones, I like them, and I'm a big Warrior fan. But if it came to choice between the Raiders and the A's and the Warriors, they both could leave. And
I think we can look at you and make that.
Oh yeah, I'm a Raider
that
fan.
question answered.
Die hard.
See the Dallas Cowboys play in Arlington, Texas. The Washington Redskins play in Landover, Maryland. You got it all written down there?
yeah, like one of the other ones that's really interesting. Like, so the New York Jets and the Giants both play in the same stadium, right? But they don't. They call themselves the New York Jets and Giants, but they play in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and it's 12 miles outside of the city limits
It's not
of
even
New
the
York.
same state.
Yeah, it's not even the same state.
Are they New York's team or are they East Rutherford, New Jersey's team?
Well, they can even call themselves the New Jersey Giants or Jets.
Are they Jersey's teams or New York's teams?
They're jerseys. They're in New Jersey.
Who's going to the games?
I just don't
Who's
know
watching the
how.
game?
Well, and that's why they want to take over the market, right? They obviously want to call themselves New York because it's a bigger market. But then, like for the NHL team, for example, they play in New Jersey, in Newark, New Jersey, and they call themselves the New Jersey Devils. So I don't understand why.
And nobody goes to those games.
I can't understand how the poor suckers in New Jersey allowed New York to get away with in a whole different state calling your team the New York Jets and New York Giants, and you playing in a whole different state, and you like, I don't understand it one bit.
That's
but
why
you know,
they had
probably
that.
that's why it's a bunch of losers in Jersey anyway.
That's why they had that soccer team that came out was the New York / New Jersey Metro Stars. Remember them?
Yeah, they fold.
Yeah, of course. Nobody cares.
In baseball, another one, big one that's completely dumb is it started off fine, the Anaheim Angels, but then they renamed.
Their first name was the Los Angeles Angels when they played in LA.
Yeah.
And then they changed
Then
it
when
to
they moved
Anaheim,
to Anaheim,
when
they're
they're
the
in.
California Angels for most of their
But when you're
existence.
looking at it, that's not really that big of a difference because Anaheim touches L.A., so it's just not
It's 30 miles away.
from L.A.
Anaheim? You got all kinds of cities in between there. Buena Vista. And
No.
what else? Well,
Is
anyway.
don't L.A. and Anaheim touch?
I'll tell you.
They're 29 miles south of LA.
So
I'll tell you why they're called.
They're closer to Long Beach than they are
I'll
to
tell
LA.
you why they were the Anaheim is when Disney bought the team. They have the theme park in Anaheim, and they were trying to make Anaheim a name, so they wanted to make Anaheim recognizable for people to come to their park. That's why that happens. But then when the new owner came over, he's like, "We got to get that Los Angeles crowd."
So what
as
other
you can
team
see,
you got going there?
As you can see, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they're all just up for grabs, basically.
Yeah.
But the Dallas Cowboys, I think we mentioned that, but they play
You're gonna
in
call them the Arlington Cowboys?
Arlington, Texas.
But
Texas Cowboys.
You got to look at it. Some of these names just don't have a ring. That's why it's just not working. It's like the Arlington Cowboys or the
Texas Cowboys.
Yeah, it could be Texas Rangers also play in
Actually,
Arlington.
it should be
but
called America's Cowboys.
What?
America's
Why
Cowboys.
don't you start with that? And here it is. You a cow. You are supposed to be a Weiner fan, and you up here talking about.
Just stating the facts, baby. Just facts.
I don't
baby.
know. You know what? I resent the Cowboys being called America's team anyway.
They're so irrelevant in the grand scheme of things.
They ain't won nothing
Exactly.
in 20-some years. And
And
all, you
who's
look at
drawing
all
the-
of these talk shows, all they want to do
who's
is talk
drawing-
about the Cowboys. Cowboys ain't done nothing.
That's what you always say about First Take, because they always talk about the Cowboys. Well, what's the number one sports show in America?
No,
What do they talk about?
no, they don't talk about the Cowboys.
Right, America's
They
Cowboys.
don't talk about.
Yeah, you have a
the
problem if they name it
since
after the country?
Bayless isn't on there anymore. They don't talk about the Cowboys as much anymore. They done took that side show and took it over there to Skip Bayless' new show.
What is it called? You know?
It's called the Undisputed.
Oh, hey, look at that.
And it should be called a Cowboy show, because now all they want to do is talk about the Cowboys, and who cares about the
Yeah,
Cowboys?
so do you have a pet peeve if I named it after the country, America's Cowboys?
I think it'd be dumb. Yeah, I mean they could probably think of something like the Patriots. You know, like so they play out of Foxborough, but
You like New England Patriots?
they have they
That's
include
clever.
New England. Yeah, it's really clever. Yeah, to include the whole region.
Sin City Raiders.
So it could be like, this is dumb. It could be like Bay Area 49ers or something. Not
No
exactly
way.
that name. Dumb name, right? Completely dumb, but that kind of concept.
How about
like
Sin City Raiders?
that's
That would work for me.
You like that?
Well, I don't like Sin City, but just the Raider part of it, I like
No, the
that.
hockey team's just going to be called Vegas Golden Knights,
Just call them the Raiders.
not Las Vegas.
Call them the traveling Raiders.
I wouldn't mind just calling them the Raiders.
Just call them the Raiders. We don't even have to
When
have
the
a city.
A's first came out, they were just Athletics, and they were in Philadelphia. They didn't even mention the name of the city.
I would be okay with just having to call the Raiders, but I don't think they'd have got all that deal, and that the
Yeah,
city
well,
wouldn't have gave them all that money.
They got the most
if
public
they
money
was-
ever, and now you're not
That's
even
right. So
including
you
them
know
in
that probably wasn't even an option.
Terrible idea. So obviously, conclusion is, it just happens,
it just happens.
and it pisses you off.
Yeah, especially the whole San Francisco move because I know it's
Well,
just all
Dianne
about money.
Feinstein agrees with you because she wanted them to have to drop San Francisco from the name because of pulling them away from the city. But if you won't build it, they won't stay there.
Yep, and that's just a sad reality. You got all these billionaires in the NFL and stuff, and they ain't got enough money already. They don't even want to spend any of their money to get a new stadium. When is enough money enough money?
Mm-hmm.
Goes back to that Trump mentality.
Well, they've been doing this forever.
Whatever, and I'm blaming it on Trump.
All right.